I welcome you all for this lecture series on 4G and 5G communication networks. Once again, I welcome you all for the discussion on user domain security in 5G networks. In this 5G domain network, the user domain security, how it plays means with the connectivity and the security intersect. As 5G revolutionizes wireless communication with unparalleled speeds and low latency, ensuring user domain security becomes paramount. With increased connectivity comes a broader attack surface, and user domain encompassing user equipment, authentication, and data protection is a critical area of focus. In this lecture, we will explore the challenges, architectures, and best practices for securing 5G user domains, addressing threats, vulnerabilities, and implementation complexities to safeguard sensitive user information and maintain trust in these next generation networks. We'll see one by one. And first, we'll see the overview of user domain security in 5G. This user domain security in 5G is focused on protecting access of user to mobile devices and services, network services. This includes ensuring that only authorized users can access the mobile network and services. One of the foundational aspects of user domain security is the protection of the USIM. What is USIM? USIM means Universal Subscriber Identity Module, USIM, within your mobile device. Access to the USIM is blocked until the user provides valid authentication, typically through a PIN code. The PIN code is stored securely with the USIM and, when entered correctly, allows the device to communicate with the USIM and verify the user's identity. This authentication process prevents unauthorized access to the network and ensures that only legitimate users can access services like voice, data, and messaging on 5G network. And this is the block diagram of the user domain security. You'll find out private key, public key, shared key, and transportation mesh. This is the 5G radio spectrum, and you'll have the 5G operator A, B, and how it has been connected. Here we are using VPN tunnel setup with the resources, and here we are using this keys represents the securities. Okay, we'll see one by one. And the key aspects of user domain security we'll see. First, user authentication. The user authentication is one of the primary security measures in 5G, designed to ensure that users are properly identified before being granted access to the network. Strong authentication methods such as biometrics. So we are doing it on our mobile phone, no? Biometrics like fingerprint, facial recognition, pins or digital certificates are employed to confirm the identity of the user. These methods help prevent unauthorized users from gaining access to sensitive network services and resources. And a secure next one is secure onboarding is a crucial aspect of 5G security, especially when it comes to integrating new devices into the network. When a new device attempts to connect to the network, the device must undergo a secure verification process to ensure its authenticity and integrity. Only after the successful verification can the device access the network, protecting it from unauthorized devices or potential threats. Device security, next one is this device security. It focuses on protecting mobile devices and endpoints from unauthorized access to malware. Next, mobile devices like smartphones, tablets, and IoT devices are often targets for cyber attacks. To prevent such attacks, devices employ secure boot mechanisms and undergo device authentication processes that ensure only trusted and verified devices are allowed to access the 5G network. This protects users from malicious software and unauthorized devices. Next, access control. It is in this access control in 5G network is about managing and controlling who can access specific resources and services. Access control policies are based on user roles and permissions, ensuring that users only have access to the resources and services for which they are authorized. This prevents unauthorized users from accessing sensitive data and services, helping to enforce security policies and ensure proper segregation of network resources. Next, ensuring secure communication and user policy. Secure communication is a cornerstone of user domain security in 5G. Communication between users and network services is protected through encryption protocols such as TLS, that is Transport Layer Security. These protocols encrypt data in transit, ensuring that sensitive user communications remain private and are protected from potential threats like eavesdropping or data tampering. By securing data exchange between devices and network, TLS ensures that malicious actors cannot intercept or alter user data. User privacy is a top priority in 5G security, and strict measures are put in place to safeguard the user data. This includes the user privacy preserving technologies and adherence to data protection regulations such as GDPR. User privacy is maintained, by minimizing the exposure of personally identifiable information (PII) and by implementing robust data protection mechanism. And 5G networks are designed to ensure that user data is handled with the highest level of privacy and security, reducing the risk of unauthorized access or data breaches. Application security, next one is the application security, plays a vital role in protecting user from vulnerabilities in the applications they interact with. Next, applications and services used by 5G devices undergo regular security audits and updates to identify and fix any potential vulnerabilities that could be exploited by attackers. These updates are essential for maintaining the integrity of applications and ensuring that user devices remain secure new threats. Finally, endpoint security. It refers to the protection of devices such as smartphones, laptops, and IoT devices from cyber threats. This is accomplished through the use of security software, antivirus, anti-malware, and security policies that detect and mitigate potential risks. Endpoint security ensures that user devices are protected from attacks like malware infections or unauthorized access attempts, preventing them from becoming entry points for malicious actors into the network. And next, coming into the identity protection and user education. User identity protection, the first one is a critical aspect of 5G security. The theft or misuse of user identities can lead to significant security breaches, fraud, or unauthorized access to sensitive information. To protect user identities, 5G networks use multi-factor authentication, MFA, strong encryption, and other security measures that safeguard against identity theft. These protections ensure that only the legitimate user can access the network service, preventing impersonation or fraudulent activity. Next, user awareness and education and are essential in maintaining security in the 5G environment. So that is what we are calling it as the education. Despite the robust security measures implemented by the network, users themselves are often weakest link in cybersecurity. By educating users on the best practices such as using strong passwords, avoiding phishing attacks, and practicing safe browsing habits, the likelihood of security breach can be significantly reduced. Regular security training and awareness programs help users stay vigilant and informed, empowering them to recognize potential threats and take proactive steps to protect their own security. And next, we are coming into the lawful intercept, LI, in 5G. So this lawful intercept in 5G, what it say means the point of interception is responsible for detecting and capturing the target communication. It identifies the specific communication or information to be intercepted and extracts the relevant content. This functionality is embedded within the key 5G network. That is network functions enough, ensuring that interceptions can occur at appropriate points in the networks. And what are all the key aspects of 5G LI lawful intercept include covert operation. This LI function must operate without detection by the person being intercepted or unauthorized parties. And data minimization, what it says means this data minimization 3GPP emphasizes that only the minimum necessary data is collected, ensuring compliance with the legal requirements without infringing on privacy. And coming into the security, data collections and delivery must be secure, ensuring that the intercepted information is protected from unauthorized access. Next, lawful intercept LI architecture in 5G. So this is the high level LI architecture. So if you are considering NG or non-G3 GPP access, we have DN, PO, AMF, SMF. These and all we have seen it in the lecture number 9, right? And ADMF warrant, this is LEA. And coming into the architecture, the LI, LI architecture in 5G consists of several network entities working together to collect, deliver intercepted data to law enforcement. Law enforcement agency, we are calling it as LEA. What do you mean by LEA means? So it submits the legal warrant for data interception. In some regions, judiciary body may issue the warrant. Next, administration function ADMF. It manages the overall LI system using L1X1 interface to interact with the 5G core network function 5GCNF for managing the LI process. And the next one is the data collection. How we are doing it? Network element detects specific trigger condition that activate the collection of intercept related data. This data is securely transmitted to the responsible entities. Next, delivery. The collected data is sent to the MDF. MDF means a mediation and delivery function, which forwards the interception product to the Law Enforcement Monitoring Facility, LEMF, for further processing. And the key focuses or it ensures the compliance while minimizing the scope of the intercepted data and protecting the privacy. This is the diagram for high level LI architecture and law intercept key functions. What it says, the key function says means the point of interception, POI. The POI detects the target communication, and extract intercept related information or content. So the POI, once again, I'll tell you, point of interception, POI is responsible for detecting and capturing target communication. It identifies the specific communication or information to be intercepted and extracts the relevant content. This functionality is embedded with the key 5G function NF, 5G network functions NF, ensuring that the interception can occur at appropriate points within the network. The POI uses L1X2 and L1X3 interfaces to securely deliver the intercepted data to the next stage in the process. The mediation and delivery function MDF. The POI is critical for ensuring that only authorized data is collected and securely transmitted to law enforcement without compromising network integrity or user privacy. Next, mediation and delivery function. This MDF is tasked with the responsibility of forwarding the intercepted data to the law enforcement monitoring facility. The MDF plays an essential role in processing and securing delivery and intercepted communication data from the network. Once the intercepted data is collected by the POE, the MDF ensures that it transmitted to the LEMF in a manner compliant with the legal requirements of relevant justification. While the LEMF is the final destination of the interception product, it is important to note that the LEMF is not specifically defined by 3GPP and may vary depending on local regulations and law enforcement needs. And next one is the intercept related information and reporting in 5G. So what it says means the intercept related events often referred to as events. It is triggered by specific activities detected within the network. And these events serve as the basis for data collection during lawful interception. For instance, the access and mobility management function may trigger events such as registration, degradation, deregistration, and local updates, which are all relevant for identifying and tracking user activities. Other events that may trigger interception include the start of interception, where the user equipment is already registered, and an unsuccessful communication attempt. Similarly, the session management SMF may trigger event related to PDU, session establishment, modification, and release, as well as the start of interception when the active PDU session is established. These events help determine what information is intercepted and where. So when it should be captured, ensuring that only the necessary communication data is collected and collected for lawful purposes. And reporting compliances, depending on the national regulation, intercepted information may also be reported by UDM, user data management. So what it says means it is a lawful intercept function is fulfilled 5G compliance with the legal requirement but are not directly related to overall architecture. And the ethical implications and the broader privacy concerns related to such data collections and interception are not directly addressed by 3GPP, and they must be handled accordingly to national laws and regulations. So coming to the conclusion, no, it is the lawful intercept in 5G enables legal authorities to access communication data security without disturbing network operations or violating privacy. The POI and MDF detect the transmit intercepted data to the law enforcement monitoring facility. Next, intercept related events such as registration, PDU session activities trigger the collection of necessary communication data. And reporting and compliance with the national regulations ensure intercepted data is delivered to law enforcement in legally compliant manner. While 3GPP sets technical standard, ethical and privacy concerns around lawful interception are governed by national laws, not directly accessed by 3GPP, right? The ethical implication and privacy concerns are addressed by national laws. 3GPP not directly govern these sensitive aspects of the data. So finally, what we can come to the final conclusion is user-defined security in 5G protects sensitive user information and data, ensures authentication, authorization, and accounting. AAA and implements robust encryption and integrity measures, secure user equipment and network infrastructure, and it safeguards against threats, vulnerabilities, and unauthorized access. Viewers, hope everyone about this user security. Then discuss in the next lecture. Thank you.